How's it going, YouTube? Yeah, Pat Mac here, coach of the Sacramento Sand Slash, bringing you a draft introduction for the Feisty Friends Little Cup Singles League. I guess it's not quite exactly Little Cup, just because we're playing at level 50 instead of level 5. But either way, it's exciting. It's with Little Cup level Pokemon, so you know, nothing too crazy. All the little babies playing in the game. And in the background, you'll see just an exhibition game going on between Brave and I. Huge shout out to Brave for putting a team together and playing a handful of games with me so I could get a feel for the team, and so you had something interesting to watch rather than just looking at Pokemon while I talked about them. So anyway, first pick that I had for this, and I think I was like somewhere near the end of the draft, something like that, was Timber. And Timber I thought was a really cool pick, just because it has like a variety of good abilities, has like good priority with Mach Punch, has knockoff, which I think is really important for this. And yeah, just like I think that in the Little Cup era of Pokemon, or level, or whatever you want to call it, fighting types seem like they're really good. And so I thought Timber looked like a pretty cool mon. And yeah, I'm pretty excited to use it. I think like those are probably the two biggest things that I liked about it, was the priority that it provided, and knockoff I think is really nice just to get rid of Eviolite. This is a league where we only can run 2 Eviolite. So I think having the opportunity to knock off one of them just means that there's only one left, and so the amount of like defensive capabilities of my opponent's Pokemon, it seems easier to handle, I think. So I was really kind of interested in having Timber for that reason. The second one I managed to grab was Glimmet, and this Pokemon seems so cool. Being able to get that Toxic Debris, to get Toxic Spikes up seems really good. It has an insane special attack stat. At this level, it's kind of crazy. I think it's like 105 or something like that. Basically, it's a lot. it's a lot of damage. I think actually for my team, it is the hardest hitting Pokemon. Just straight up, it has the most damaging stat available of anything on my team. And yeah, so I was pretty happy to pick it up. So I got like really strong physical attacker in Timber, really strong special attacker in Glimmet. Both mons that like can provide some amount of utility as well. I didn't mention this earlier, but Timber has Defog, which is kind of nice to have. And then Glimmet, of course, has all 3 spikes, all 3 hazards really that you're typically able to fit on a team. Sticky Webs, of course, is really cool, but not as many Pokemon have those kind of hazards. But yeah, so I was really happy to pick up those 2 mons, and Glimmet I think was a really nice complement to Timber. Next mon I grabbed was Shellos, and Shellos I think is going to be a really cool mon for us as well. Just having that bulky water type is always really good, just in a general sense, whether or not it's a Little Cup draft or not. I thought that Shellos looked pretty cool. Storm Drain is nice to be able to soak up the water moves that are potentially coming at Glimmet. Or like Scald maybe coming at Timber, although that mon doesn't care about getting burned with Guts. Either way, I just like the idea of having Storm Drain. I thought that was really cool. And then a like, I don't know if hidden is the right word for it, but like also a really good ability that I think Pokemon have for the Little Cup era is Sticky Hold. So we can't lose an Eviolite or whatever other item we decide to run because of Sticky Hold. So just being able to keep that item, can't be knocked off, that kind of idea. So I thought just in a general sense that seemed like a really good thing to have for the team. And next one I grabbed was Magby. And Magby I thought looked like a really good pick. Just because it gave me more speed on the team. If we're thinking about what I have so far, I have Timber, Glimmet, Shellos. Like all 3 of those Pokemon are pretty slow. I guess Glimmet is actually like fairly reasonably speedy for Little Cup, but Magby's like one of the top 15 fastest Pokemon, and so I was really happy to grab that. I thought that it gave me a really nice speed option, good mixed attacker with both physical and special, so I thought that was pretty solid as well. And next mon I grabbed was Chingling, which is it's a cool Pokemon. I'm kind of excited to try it out. Levitate is a nice ability, of course, especially since we have 2 pretty ground weak Pokemon between Glimmet and Magby. And so Chingling gave us Levitate, gave us some momentum. I think it's got Baton Pass, maybe has U-turn. Yeah, something like that. I think it has Wish, which is kind of cool. I don't know how good Wish is with Little Cup Pokemon, because the only other time I played with Pokemon at this power level was in a VGC league, and it always felt like Pokemon were always so easy to kill just because their HP stats are so much lower than kind of standard level of play. So I don't know. I don't know how good Wish is going to be, but it has a good amount of utility in terms of move pool, so I'm kind of excited to try it out. So yeah. And next one I grabbed was a Lola Meowth, which is like one of the fastest ones in Little Cup era. I think it's like top 5 or something like that. Like it might be just the Voltorbs and like Diglett maybe that are faster. Actually, it might speed tie Diglett. I don't remember exactly what their speeds are. But yeah, a Alolan Meowth is like super quick. And then also has like Rattled, which I think is kind of cool to be able to get a little extra speed boost for any of those Intimidates that come to games. Kind of a nice option for the squad. And then a really nice special attacker I thought too, and some nice pivoting moves I think. I believe this mon also has knockoff, which is pretty good as well. So yeah, I was pretty happy to pick this mon up as well. And next mon is Shroomish, which I don't know. I think Shroomish looks hella funny. It's got that like grumpy face on it, which is just, I don't know. It gives like a little bit of like mean cute vibe to me. I like it. I like Shroomish. And yeah, this mon is actually really bulky. So if you're familiar with Braylon, the evolution, that mon is not bulky at all. It hits really hard and is pretty frail. Comparatively, Shroomish is like hella bulky and does not hit hard at all. So yeah, I was kind of looking for something that could give my team a little bit more defensive backbone. I felt like Shellos and like potentially Chingling, I don't know, were like kind of the only 2 defensive options I had on the squad at the time. So I was looking for something that was a little bit bulkier, gave the team just a little better options in terms of switch-ins. I thought that Shellos looked kind of cool just in terms of like Spore and Toxic and Effect Spore, and I thought all those things were kind of cool. It also has Poison Heal, so I could run like Toxic Orb and Poison Heal, which I thought was kind of cool too. But yeah, so it's a neat little mon. I'm kind of excited to try to use it for this season. It also has, I don't know where it's going to show up in the video, I guess, because I'm just recording this over it, but there's a very fun Shroomish build that I use in this video, so I'm hoping it shows up maybe around this time, and if not, maybe you'll have already seen it or you'll see it really soon, and it's really cool. Yeah, and then Sandygast was the next mon I grabbed, and I thought that Sandygast gave me a lot of that defensive options that I was talking about. So having, I thought combination of like Shellos, Shroomish, Sandygast, like really kind of completed defensive options for the team. Having a ground type, of course, is really good. You know, just can't get continuously volt switched on, and then ghost types are always kind of nice in terms of rapid spin to kind of keep hazards up, which I do have a fair amount of hazard setters, I think, on the team at the time. So yeah, just looking pretty good. It of course it has rocks of its own, and then also being able to use shore up is kind of nice, just so we have that kind of continued longevity on the mon. I thought was really good. And then the next pick was Tynamo, which this Pokemon, its move pool is like 10 moves or something like that. Like this Pokemon does not have very much to go on as far as like options that it can use to attack. In fact, let me just double check this. Right, it's 7 attacks. It's got, I'm gonna list them for you. It's got Knockoff, Terra Blast, Thunder Wave, Charge, Charge Beam, Spark, and Tackle. So as you can see, it is not really hitting hard on any sort of way, but it has Knockoff, and Knockoff was kind of one of the main reasons like I was looking for it. It is like, I don't know, reasonably fast at 60 speed, so it's like, I think it's like 4th or 5th fastest or something on my team. Like, it's kind of crazy how slow Little Cup Pokemon are, but I kind of like the idea of like kind of fast knockoff. I thought it would be kind of cool. So yeah, that's what Time was for. It also nice that it has Levitate, so I thought that was a pretty cool option for it as well. And then Hoot Hoot was the last pick, and Hoot Hoot is, I don't know, I'm not really sure how I feel about them on. I was kind of just looking for like, I want a low tier normal type. Like that was kind of the start and end of the thought process, I guess. And I was looking at Squovit, I think. And then I saw Hoot Hoot and I was like, oh, I guess I could use a flying type. Like that seems kind of useful. But yes, I've been, from putting the teams together for this little exhibition game, Hoot Hoot looks kind of cool. Like, I think you've already seen it at this point, but it's got like Whirlwind and Nightshade. Nightshade seems like it's really good for this format, but yeah, it's got like Nightshade and it's got Haze and stuff like that. So, you know, there's ways to stop setup and like Nightshade's a reasonable damage output. It's got Roost, you know, so I don't know. I think it looks kind of cool. I don't know exactly how good it's going to be. Its stats are so much lower than the other Little Cup Pokemon. Like, just for comparison, Magby has 365 total stats, and Hoot Hoot has 262. Like, that's 100 less stats total than Magby does, which is just wild. And I think Magby might actually have the most stats of anyone on my team. But like, you know, there's a pretty big difference between the two. So I don't know how well Hoot Hoot's gonna do. Maybe it just gets stat checked by some of the other Pokemon. But I don't know. I think it looks kind of cool. I'm willing to give it a try. And I mean, that's basically it for all the Pokemon on this team, is that I'm just willing to give them a try. I don't know how well they're gonna do, but I'm excited. I think it's gonna be a lot of fun. Just a couple other things about the league, because I don't think I mentioned them at the beginning. But this is played at level 50. I think I might have mentioned that. But it's also free Terra. So we show our Terra types to our opponent right before the start of the game. And then, yeah, it's any Pokemon can Terra into any type. Which is going to be absolutely wild. But babies with hats. That's what we're here for. We're here for babies with hats. Anyway, if you want to stick around, catch some more babies with hats, or if you want to see any of the draft leagues that I do, definitely stick around, like, subscribe, and all that stuff, and I'll catch you on the next one.